Hey guys, Samurai here, and welcome back to another Weiss deck profile. And today, I'll be doing a updated version of my choice standby deck with their bullet. Now, videos have been slow lately, I get it, and the deck profiles has been slow. One of the main reasons why it's been slow is because I just don't have time to playtest the decks, right? I'm not a big fan of online playtesting. I'm just not a big fan of playing online in general, so I haven't been playing Weiss for a bit. And ever since I got this build, what made this build, I haven't really play tested as much. And just recently, I was able to play with some of my friends in person, and I was really able to play test this specific build, and I really enjoyed it. So I here I'm just making a deck profile right now, and there will be another their live deck profile coming, which is the 8 choice build with their bullet as well. I'll explain my deck choices, my card choices in that video as well. So make sure to stay tuned. And let's just start with the climaxes for now. I'm running 5 standby triggers and 3 choice. If I do 4 and 4, I feel like there's just 2 less standby because the main goal is to grab the standby, right? To standby all my cards. And if I do 6 standby instead of 3 choice, I feel like it's gonna be 2 less choice because at the same time I want to trigger the choice for extra stock or hand for my finisher. And it's also my finishing combo. So yeah. 3, I like the number 3 here. And 5 standby still allows me to see standby just a bit more than the average like 4 and 4. So 5 copies is good for me of high standby, and then just the 3 choice. 4 runners. These are amazing. When it's not runner, you can use it as a twin drive. So how it works is basically if you have 3 or less cards in clock, it's a free runner. If you have 4 or more, it's a twin drive. It has its nieces because it can milk through your deck if you need to as well, and you can pay out some dirty stocks as well, right? And Twin Drive is usually a really good card for clean stock and just basically deck compression in a sense, and extra triggers as well. I'm running 2 Cowgirls, same as last build, 2 Cowgirls and 2 Kotori Salvagers. I'll play Salvage. I believe I explained it before why I ran 2 and 2. I just feel like 3 and 3 is just too many. If I play too many hand fakes, my level 0 game is not going to be that great. But you're going to be like, guys, please, it's a standby deck. You want to hand fakes into a standby and then pay for these and basically fix your hand. Well, this does the same thing, right? I am able to trigger my standby. If I trigger first, I can still pay out, and I still get body on board because it runs. And I was maybe able to use it next turn if they don't try field, right, to kill it. These, yes, I get my hand fixed, but they just die next turn. This can at least live for one turn, and it has other usages like twin drive. So in a sense, at the beginning of level 0, these cards are worth more than this, since it can potentially live for 2 turns, right? So that's why I'm running 2 and 2 just to get 4 of these in. Don't get me wrong, these 2 cards are amazing, but at the beginning of level 0 and turn 1, I want to see this more. Next up, 2 stock suiciders. These stock suicides are pretty good for any of those memory compression decks or memory effects or on reverse effects, right? These will stop it entirely. And on attack, if you have 1 or other characters, reveal the top card if it's a level 0, place it in your back row rested. So not only is a bomb, but you can actually get board from it too. So it's a nice card. 3 top 2 starts brainstorms. You play a climax, you bounce this card to your hand, and you pump 1k to the end of your opponent's turn. This card is amazing in standby. If any set has it, and it's a Bursum too, it just makes standby so much easier. One major thing about standby is, for most standby decks to say, right, older standby decks, they have a bouncer, but at the same time they have a brainstorm. If you mix the Bouncer with this Brainstorm, it makes things much easier. Let's say if you have full board in a sense. You have a back row that you want to keep, you have a Bouncer and a Brainstorm, right? You bounce the Bouncer, but you don't really want to put your Brainstorm in front because you will lose your plussing and you have no other ways to get it or potentially not be able to get it back. Therefore, you're forced to either replace something else you don't want or move this up. Or if you don't have the Bouncer in hand and you have Brainstorm, some other important card, and your 3 attackers, you're most likely going to replace a Brainstorm. And if nobody's getting it back, you're going to be pretty slow moving into your deck in standby if you don't get your other mill options. So this being a Bouncer and a Brainstorm, and it gives power, makes this card so much better than the Kurumi tap self search Brainstorm because is super important in the standby build, and it makes your cards kind of like a wall in a sense because the 1K can make a world of difference, right? Running 3 of these Shidos, these Shidos are great. And in standby, you want to mill and you want to pay, and this is pay out stock 30 stock, and this card does the trick because you pay 1, you sack this, and you just mill the top 4, and you add a character as well. Also on play is a Blink, so yeah, really good card. One Climax Swapper, the yellow one. The reason why I'm running yellow is just for color, right? The Origami from set 1 Climax Swapper is better than this because the global minus 500 can make a difference, but I'm just playing this for color. And then one of this Kurumi. Now, this Kurumi is a global 500, and you rest this, and you choose 1 to 2 effects. You either choose 2 cards from the bottom of your clock, heal 2 memory, and then it comes back and then in return, or choose 2 cards from your waiting room and put at the bottom of your clock. So you temporarily take either 2 damage or heal 2. Now I will say this. If you temporarily take 2 damage and this anti-heal, right, you're permanently taking 2 damage. If you don't run into anti-heal, the 2 damage you take from this, you heal it back. You put the 2 cards from the bottom of your clock into your waiting room. So I'll tell you why this card is super important and why I'm running a 1 is because of this. This is your finisher, and this card makes this finisher much more consistent because I can do it at 3-0. I can do it at 2-5. Basically around those numbers. 2-5, 2-3-0 because I clock at 2-5, 2-6, use this, 3-1, right? I'll get to this card later. And the reason why I'm running 1 is because 1 is enough. 1 is enough. I feel like 2 is too many, especially the other zeros I'm running, right? And 1 is good. And I didn't have trouble from playtesting the other day. We're running 1. Now let's move on to the level 1s. Now the level 1s, there is one card in the level 1 game. Oh, it is the best card in the set. I am downright saying it, and I'm not going back. It's the best card in set 1, and it's probably the best card in Dao set general, plus what they bullet. 2 of these Yoshinos. These are basically your level 1 Mikasas, and they're standby targets. Right? So, during your opponent's attack phase, you pay 1 and you swap any character with it. Yeah, it's insane. Also, it's an early play bottom deck bomber. So it has 2 uses. If your opponent early plays, you boost this friend, they're forced to side, and you still get the attack with this next turn. Or you can choose to save this and attack someone with higher, right? Really good card, lots of ways to play it, and it's very annoying. Amazing card. 2 of these Tokas, the 1-0 assist Tokas. This is amazing. It's a global strike, basically, and you pump 1500 during your opponent's turn. So you pump 1500 during your opponent's turn to 1 character you control, and During your opponent's turn, if the battling opponent is reversed, you get a strike either top or bottom of your deck. Insane. We got 3 of your typical silica 1/1 standby targets, and the 1/0 early play counter, or early play backup, clock backup, I should say. Now, level 2s. One of the early play stock suicider also is basically a 2/0. If you have 4 or more characters, it's a 2/0. It fixes your stock and it's a bomb. What can I say? When I say it's 2/0, when it's 4 or more characters, right? You pay 1 and then you choose a card from your way you want to put it into stock. So you literally, once again, fixes your stock. Really good card. 2 of the free fest counters. Usually I run 1 of this in my other builds, but for standby I want to see this more often, and 2 is really good. And 3 of the 2/2 standby targets. These tokens are probably the best standby targets in the game. The support it has backing it, plus the effect it has. The way you get to rearrange when you reverse during either player's turn, it's just amazing. It's just so much information. You check top 2 and you rearrange, and then you plus this. You basically looking 3 cards, rearranging 3 cards, and it's really hard for your opponent to deal damage at times if you're somewhat compressed. Let's move on to the level 3s. First and foremost, I'm running these new finishers from their bullet. 4 of these 3/2 choice Kurumis. So on play, it gains the following ability: Encore Step, heal. It doesn't matter if this is on board or not, you're still gonna heal because it says Encore Step, heal. It doesn't say this card needs to be on the board to heal. So let's make that clear. This card's other Climax combo ability, right? Climax combo, gain 1k. After this card attacks, you may pay 2, ditch 1, burn X. You choose a card in your clock, and it burns X plus 1 equal to the level. So if you have level 2 in clock and you choose it, you burn 3 because it's plus 1. You choose a level 3, you burn 4. Which is why this card is super important in the build. This card, because you get to choose what you want to burn from this. As long as you have a radium, that is, which you will because you're paying stock to play the Kurumis anyways. And it's a good standby target as well because it's level 3, right? And the damage you take from this is not even permanent. This heals on Encore Step, and this heals on Encore Step as well. Now, since the both of these cards healing timing are at the same time, you get to choose who goes first. So you want to heal this first, you can do it. You want to heal this first, you can also do it. Just to double make sure, it says heal 2 bottom cards, right? It doesn't have to be the 2 cards you put in your clock. So let's say if you leveled, right, and you got 3/1, you can still heal the remaining clock. Other level 3s include these new early play, and I will say this right now. This is like pretty much the best early play in the game, in a sense. It's absolutely insane. If it's not the best, it's definitely the top 3 best early play in the game, in the entire game. Because first and foremost, the condition is piss easy. It's an alarm. So the way you bring this out, right? You have 4 more cards. You control 4 more characters, and this card is in clock, at the top of your clock, because it's an alarm. This is what you do, right? You hold this, you clock this, you draw 2. Then you pay 2, dish 1, bring it out and heal. So essentially, you draw 2 for free because this card comes out, and you heal 1. And you get to hand fix as well. So what doing is you're paying 2, right? You're ditching 1 essentially to, in a sense, draw 2 cards from your deck, and you're healing 1 just for pay 2. Heck, you don't even need to clock. But if you're able to clock this, you clock it. Because not only you're drawing 2 from your deck, from your clock phase, but you're also healing 1, and you're getting a body, and you get to dish 1, which is also a hand fix in a sense. The amount of things it can do for you is insane. So I'm running 2 of this, even though it's amazing. I'm still running 2 because at the end of the day, it's a early play. I don't want to see it that often. But when I do see it, I usually keep 1 or 2 in hand when I do see it, and I just play it out at level 2. Right? It's just too much value once you get it out. But at the end of the day, it's like a early play. I don't want to see it that often. But if I do see it, a chance to grab it, I will grab it. 2 is a good number, and it's always 10-5 because it gains 1k for each back row. So yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing early play, and if you guys have the chance to run it, you run this. But something just as good is just the set 1 3-2 early play Toka, because there are sometimes like this Toka is just a much better option than this, right? Having 2 different type of early plays is good, and I do have the room for it. So yeah, this is just the same condition as this. If you have control 4 or more other characters, get minus level from hand, and then play heal, gains 2k till the end of your opponent's turn. Finally, my last 2 level 3s. First is Assist Kotori, and on play you can choose one of the 3 following abilities: salvage a character, look at top 3, or pump 1k and 1 soul global to everyone. Yeah, and the 2k fine assist. And then the new 3-2 Kurumi and Hibiki from Dead Bullet. 500 for each other characters. Well, no, for each other Kurumi cards, I should say Kurumi cards. And pay 1 stock bomb. Yeah, it's just your obvious typical stock bomb. You're running it for a stock bomb. Now, why am I now running Kurumi to give me free stock bomb? Well, I should say, if you do stock bomb, you're losing damage because you're standby. These can do more consistent damage than the 3-2 Kurumi, the standby one, right? Anyways, that's gonna be it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for my 8 choice deck profile. And I'll see you guys later. Poke Samurai signing out.